Okay, so I just got my Ironman 4x4 sliders for my Gladiator unpacked, and they look pretty damn cool, pretty quality. So got the hard plastic embedded logo and pretty beefy stuff here. So the hardware, all this stuff is for the front. I don't know what this is for. These those little brackets, and then there's some other hardware. So they do not come with any instructions. I did find one video online of a guy putting them on a Wrangler. On the Wrangler, it looks like this bracket that mounts against the body mounts. Same on the back, but on this one, it's obviously not. There aren't any holes that are horizontal that take those nuts by the body mounts. So we're gonna have to wing this and see if I can figure out how to get them on there without any leftover parts. So we will check back in a little while and see how it's going. Okay, part 2 of my video. So no instructions in the box, but I looked online and they have instructions up there, really good instructions. So all of this stuff, not the two little plastic pieces, but these brackets and these, they call them sparklers, I guess, but all that stuff's for the front. These little brackets here will go into the back. So you'll feed one end of it through the frame and out another hole. So the flat unthreaded part will actually be inside of your frame and the threads will be sticking out. So pretty straightforward as far as the instructions go. So we'll see how it goes, and can't wait. Looks like it's going to fit really tight up against the angled part of the body and hide that pinch seam. So that's the part everybody complains about. So this is going to solve it. So more to come. Okay, so these parts are going to go inside the frame. So on the front of the frame, there's a slot right here, and you're just going to put it in there, and it's going to come down into the frame and line up with these holes. Am I a great cameraman or not? Probably not. So they will be covering those holes. So when you put everything up to it, that you can put bolts up through there and they'll catch those nuts. So let's see if I can do it real quick. I'm not a good cameraman. Here we go. Look. You think it's hard? Well, not hard. That's it. There they are. Not sure if you can see it, but well, you see it if I videotape it. Hold there, hold there. Done. Okay, so I just put one of my Gladiator Ironman 4x4 rock sliders on. So a couple of tips. So the rear is this one here. So the middle one is closer to the back, so you know the rear. So what the instructions don't say is that the piece that goes inside the frame and sticks down, it doesn't talk about anything about that. So that is this piece. So this piece you feed up into the frame and it hangs down, and then you use this little piece of plastic to kind of thread on there just to hold it in place, because when you put the slider up on there, that bolt has to stick down through the frame and through the bottom of the slider so you can get your nut and everything on it. So that's what that little piece of plastic does. So I had to find that out the hard way, but they're not so heavy. You can get underneath them and put this middle. You have to loosen the body mount, so the bolt is below this, and then you slide these up, and the little bolts that are hanging down stick through those, and you can use those nuts. They're 16 millimeter, and thread it on there to hold the whole thing. So as soon as you have it held, you can do pretty well. But you have to put, I've already put the other piece in the frame, in the front. There's a piece that has 2 welded nuts on it, and that goes in the front. And then this piece goes in the back. So make sure you get those on before you start. But other than that, pretty simple install. So here's what it looked like without, right? So this is just nothing, right? So I'm on 37, so I can't hardly get in. So here's what it looks like on. So this is the passenger side, and the fitment's pretty well. You know, it has an angle that kind of matches the body, and then comes up flat. So it's pretty cool. So Ironman 4x4. These things are going to get beat on, and they look like they can take it. So that's it. Okay, so here is the underside of my Ironman rock sliders. So these are the 2 bolts that go into the piece that you have to put into the frame before you put the slider itself up there. And then the piece that has, you might not be able to see this, but there's that little sparkler like thing. So you have to thread that through, and then up on the other side of this is a bolt that goes into that. So a tip, you're gonna have to bend this around a little bit. Don't bend it close to where it's welded, or you could break that weld off. So, and then the middle bracket, this is the one that goes on the, you probably can't see that. You have to loosen the body mount bolt, take the 2 bolts off on either side, and then this bracket slides up above the body mount bolt. And then the back is pretty simple. You just have to get that one piece up in the frame and put that little plastic. You can see that plastic maybe sticking out just a touch, but you put that plastic on to hold it and keep it from shoving back up in there, so you can get your washers and bolt on it, or nut. And then this is that's the piece that boy, that's dark. That's the piece that goes in. It's like a U-shaped bracket, so you feed it through, and then it comes out on this other side, on the back side. So anyway, sorry about my videography, but that's it. That's the Ironman 4x4 rock.